the alternative school to Martinsville High School, and it's where I'm employed. Although we are in a separate building, we are still part of the Martinsville High School. And our students are still Martinsville High School students. What I would like my audience to agree with me about is that Hammond students should be allowed over at the high school for various reasons at any time. When Hammond's was first created, the administrator said to consider the space between the high school and Hammond's like a long hallway. However, several years ago, the policy was put into place that the students who attend Hammond's are not allowed on the high school property unless it is first approved by our administrator, Mr. Racy. This causes difficulties in many areas for our students. The first area where difficulties are caused is with the guidance counselors. Although our students attend Hammond's, their counselors are still at the big high school. If they need to see their counselor for any reason, they must first make an appointment with their counselor, tell me what time their appointment is. I have to call Mr. Racy, tell him when their appointment is, and wait for him to call me back with approval that they can go over. The next area where it causes a problem is with bonding with the teachers. Excuse me. Many of our students need a good role model in their lives and have formed a bond with the teachers to have that good influence. And for that reason, they need to stop and talk to them for various reasons. They might have a personal issue they want to talk to them about, or even an academic issue that they need to discuss with the teacher, or even just to stop by and give a friendly hello, and none of them are able to do that unless they first make an appointment with the teacher, which of course the students that attend the high school do not have to do. They are not required to do that. They can drop by and say hi anytime they'd like. And then after they make their appointment with the teacher, again they have to tell me, I have to call Mr. Racy, let him know what time the appointment is, what teacher they're meeting with, and then he has to call me back with the approval for that. The next reason that it's an issue for our students to not going over to the high school, and the biggest reason for me, is for lunches. Many, if not most, of our students qualify for free or reduced lunches. As my graph shows here, the yellow is free lunches and the blue is reduced lunches. Many of the students at our school qualify for one of those, and yet they are not allowed to go over to the high school to eat their lunches. And although our facility has a microwave and a refrigerator that the students are allowed to use, we are not equipped to provide lunch for them. So the students that have free or reduced lunch are just not getting any lunch, or they have to bring something from home. And many of our students can't afford to do that either. So therefore, they just don't bother eating lunch. The next reason that I think our students ought to be allowed over to the high school for any reason is because the seniors, they need to go over there for various events. A big reason is to pick up their caps and gowns from the bookstore. And at the end of senior year, they have many meetings that they are required to attend and are unable to unless we first get approval for them to go over there, whereas the students that are at the high school don't need that approval. They just attend the meeting like they're supposed to. Another event that we've recently had that caused problems was our students went over to get the H1N1 shot when the nurse called and said it was time for them to come. And I did not call over to get approval first because I figured it was a shot and that the nurse knew they were coming, and they got in trouble. And then the administrator called over to my school and I got in trouble for not approving it first, whereas the other kids just went and got their shot like normal. There are many other events that our students need to visit the high school for, and they are not allowed to without approval. I feel very strongly that this policy about Hammond students not being allowed to attend the big high school without approval should be changed. Thank you for listening.